I'm going to give this a second shot as my first video is not working. Not sure what's going on. So Google Classroom. I use Google Classroom as a digital communication tool for my students. So as you can see, I have a lot of classrooms going on, but they are empty at the end of the school year. You know, I delete out my students typically and clear out all the assignments. So you can access Google Classroom when you're signed in from the Google Apps application button right here. You just look for that. It'll ask you if you are a student or a teacher, so obviously you'd select teacher. If you need to create a new class or join a class, you click on this plus sign. You can create a class. I'm going to create, let's see, 8th grade. Monday. Computers, and you would just hit create, whatever you want to name your class. My classes are organized not only by grade level, but by the day of the week that I see my students. I'm going to go ahead and click on a class here. This is my 8th grade Thursday class. Google is once again updated. And as you can see, there is now a grades tab. So right now we're on the stream. So if we'd have any assignments or posts, you would see it all here. And this classwork tab is where you would just see the classwork. If you click on people, if you'd have students, you could see all of your students in your classroom right there. And they now have a grade book. So you would see all the grades for your class. So let's start out by talking about classwork. So I organize my Google Classrooms, like I said, by grade level, and for each grade level that I have, I create a dummy class. So if I go down to the bottom and I just click on 8th grade, this is my dummy class. So whenever I find or create units or assignments that I really like, I do so my dummy class first. That way I can just share them directly to my different classrooms from year to year if I want to continue to use it. So I'm going to share something from this 8th grade class so you can take a look and see what that looks like. So I'm in my 8th grade Thursday class. So go to classwork and we have the create button. So I can click create. I can create an assignment, show you what that'll look like. So you can put the title, any directions, you can assign the points possible, or you can select ungraded. You can put a due date and select a topic or create one. You can attach files from your device, from your drive, videos and links. You can also create one instance of an assignment and assign it to different classrooms that you have, and you can also assign it directly to specific students. So if I had students in this classroom, you would see their names with a checkbox by each one, and you could select, you could assign assignments individually like that. Let me hit create again. You can create a quiz directly through Google Classroom, and it would use Google Forms to do so, and you can have the grades automatically imported. Create a question. So you could ask a question, give any special directions if you need to, and assign the points when it's due, and if it ties into a particular topic. You can also choose between short answer or multiple choice. Close out of that. Then we have material. So sometimes I post material when it's just information or resources that I want to share with my students and not necessarily an assignment. And reuse. So like I was saying before, like from my 8th grade dummy class, I could reuse a post. So I have some assignments still in my 8th grade Wednesday class going on, but I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and find my 8th grade dummy class that I was talking about. So it'll show me everything that I have saved in there. Let me just click on this one right here. And then it'll put it directly into this specific classroom. If I need to make any changes really quick, I can do that. I usually have topics for my units, and then I would assign it right there. So digital footprint. So topics, that's the last one. So I usually use topics for like my unit names. So we could do digital citizenship, add that, and then I can actually edit this assignment, because normally I would have it everything under its particular topic, like that. There you go. Okay, so communication. So I do use Google Classroom for communication, communicating to my students. You can create or announce things on your stream. So when I want to share information with my students, I just type it here in a post, and then they can see it. Students will also get emails letting them know that I created a post or an assignment. And also, I like Google Classroom to be able to give them feedback on their assignments. So if they had an assignment within this, or a file for this assignment, you would see it in this section. So you would see a thumbnail of the file and the student's name of all of your students. You could click on it to open it up, and then you'd have a comment section where you can provide feedback. Click on people. So right here, obviously, it's not the school year, so I don't have any students in my classes, but you would see a list right here of all of your students, and there's a checkbox. So you could either mute or unmute your students, which I really like. I do that often, like I'll mute them so that they can't post, whatever on the stream whenever they like. And whenever I do want them to be able to communicate back and forth, I'll unmute them. Another thing that I've noticed this past school year that's recent to Google Classroom, if you have students in your class, you will now see an invite guardian button right over here, so that you can have a connection with parents as well through Google Classroom. I might not grant them access this year to the specific classroom that the students are in and that everybody's students are in. I haven't really taken a look at what that would look like, and I'm not quite comfortable with that yet. What I might do this year, I'm thinking about, is creating a class for each grade level that's just an informational classroom where I could provide like a syllabus and any updates or anything that I need to share with students and their parents, and then invite guardians to that one so that I can communicate back and forth with the parents as well. I switch screens really quick. I did find a class that had students in it still, so you could take a look, but I moved my window over so you couldn't see their names. So this is a particular class that I have. I had created an assignment by accident instead of a piece of material, so you won't see a grade here for this, assignment. So over here are the student names. This is one assignment in this class. It was just a link to a specific code, code.org activity. And so the assignment, you have a column right here. So if they had grades, you would see their scores right there. And if it were a regular classroom, there'd be multiple columns with each with each assignment and the scores. And I want to show you where that button is. So it's pretty new. That wasn't in Google Classroom last year. Let me go back to all of my classes and I'll show you that button that you can click on. So it's this button right here. So if you click on that, it would take you to your grade book. But obviously, I don't have students right now, so you can't see that. So that's Google Classroom. I really like it. I think it is a great communication tool. I can share any updates or pieces of information with students and their assignments, and provide feedback to them in a very quick manner. And I like that it gives email notifications to them. And once students submitted an assignment, if they unsubmit it, I like that I do get an email notification for that as well. And then also this year, I think I'm going to use Google Classroom also to help connect with parents and keep them in the loop. So wish